All right,
Hello?
what's up, Jimmy?
You can hear me?
Yeah,
All right, bet. For those listening, welcome back to the Just the Facts podcast. I'm Jimmy and I'm with um Eric or
yeah,
Des. And today's not it's not gonna be like a normal podcast, obviously. So um I guess we can just jump right into it.
yeah,
So yesterday, Sunday afternoon at around I believe around 12 local time, um helicopter that Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and um, Gianna's teammate, and then her parents, and as well as two other people, crashed in a helicopter accident, and none of the nine people, and this is one of the worst days, and not only like sports history, but in history in general, just because of the magnitude of who we lost and the suddenness of it. And um, I'm gonna say this right off the bat: it's gonna be surreal. For me, it's gonna be surreal every single day for the rest of my life. Um, just seeing how like iconic and how inspirational this guy Kobe was, man. And I look up to him. And it's just surreal, man. Every 5 minutes, I'm seeing his name, and I'm like, and I close my eyes. I'm like, damn, man, like this is for real. Like, why him? Like, what did he do? Man, he's just living his life, making other people better, and for this to happen, not to only just to Kobe and Gigi, but to the rest of the families as well. It's just a tragic, tragic day, tragic event, and it's just,
um, yeah. Well, I guess for since you kind of said your piece in it. For me, it was kind of like it really sucked, and it happened so real and just so fast. Like I was on my phone, I looked at it because what's it called? Yeah, I looked at it because I was texting you, and I put it down, and then I went to go do some homework for like 30 minutes, and then I came back, checked my phone, and then I don't remember. I kept seeing Kobe stuff. I kept seeing Kobe saying Kobe died, Kobe died, Kobe died. I was like, wait, what? So when I checked the group chat and y'all were talking about it, I was like, dang. And just like, I don't know, bro. It didn't really hit me. Like I was sad at that moment, but like I didn't really start crying until like later on in the day when I was going back and just watching videos of Kobe and stuff like that. And it was like, well, dang, like the person who kind of helped me find my way into liking basketball and just really just inspiring me and teaching me that like you could do anything you really wanted to do with your life as long as you put hard work and determination into it.
yeah,
And it was just yeah, and it was just like dang, it was like why'd it have to be him? I mean, I'm not saying it should be anybody, but like out of all people, why should it be him though? It's like he didn't do anything wrong. He loved his kids. He'd do anything for his kids. That's the reason why he flew was to spend more time with his kids. He was like, it don't matter how much time it is, 15, 20 minutes just being in the car with his kids for like 20 minutes. That's all the time he needs as long as he just gets to see him before like, like a road trip or something.
yeah,
And it was like, dang. But like, yeah, I remember when I was on Twitter because like people were showing stuff about Kobe that they weren't showing on Instagram. And I don't know if you've seen it. I didn't show it. I didn't send you the video, but like it was Kobe. It was what was this? I think I don't remember what year it was, but there was like it was pouring down rain, and Kobe had like drove across the scene, and like he had came out the car or whatever, and he was there for like a whole hour just helping people like get through the situation, and then helping the cops and everyone else that was trying to do their job or whatever. I was like, wow, bro, that's crazy. Like he like he always he didn't want like Kobe didn't want anything but the best out of himself and everyone else around him.
Yeah, that's what that's what made him as great and iconic as he was, man. Like, you can think about all the moments he just the greatest thing about Kobe is his pursuit of greatness is unmatched by anyone in history. Um, I don't even think Jordan could top his level of competitiveness, fire, desire, determination, um, all of those things into one thing, and to expect so much out of himself and his teammates around him. Um, that he literally would do anything, man. And um, there's so many stories out there that that just are prime examples of um that really show his like competitive nature, and just all those moments show why he's so great, man. Playing through injuries, playing through um negativity brung upon him, um just from anything, man. For him to carry himself the way he does is a way that every human should um look at and at least take a piece from him, um and use it in their daily life, man. Whether it's whether it's sacrificing, which means like waking up early in the morning, or um being determined no matter what. Uh, Kobe played through a whole bunch of injuries. As we know, the Achilles injury in 2013, carrying the Lakers, after carrying the Lakers that season, Dwight was hurt. Also, the Lakers' potential super team, Dwight was hurt all year. Steve Nash was hurt, but Kobe carried him, man. And this was his what, 16? This was his like 16th year in the league, man, and he was still doing it at the time. We all talk about LeBron and what he's doing right now, but what Kobe did in 2013, man, um, averaging 30 at that age, man, and the stretch of games where he had like seven consecutive 40-point games just to try to carry the Lakers to seventh, eighth seed. Um, for all that to come crashing down with the Achilles injury, and then um, the guy doesn't come out the game. He stays in the game, makes two free throws, and then not doesn't get carried off the court. Doesn't He walks off the court by himself, off the court, and that moment alone just like is the epitome of Kobe, man. And I'm the ESPN's playing the game right now of his farewell game against the Jazz, and just looking at him, man, it's tough, man. It's really tough, man. I grew up. I literally, man, this was the first guy I liked. I didn't like basketball. I was a football player. I mean, I wasn't a football player, but I loved football. Football was my first love. I saw Kobe in the '09 finals against the Magic do his thing, and ever since that moment, that was the first finals I watched, and ever since that moment, he was my favorite player. No questions asked, and I followed him throughout, ever since that moment. And um, I have his shoes, of course, yes, you know, and I I'm never gonna wear his shoes again, man. They're gonna be placed back in the shoebox right here, and keep them for commemorative purposes. And um, man, it's just having a guy that is so is such a great icon on and off the court, man. It's just something to behold. And when you're a young kid like me, like I was, and growing up and loving this player ever since, man, through the championship back to back, through the all the injuries, through the Kobe's washed thing, all the way to his farewell game. It's just like it's just still surreal, and I don't know if this feeling's like ever gonna settle in with me, man.
Yeah, it's yeah, bro. Back back in middle school, I didn't really. I'd say the I'd say 2012, 2013 is probably when I first started getting into basketball. I wasn't like into the NBA or whatever, but like I started playing it in middle school, and then I finished middle school. Um, eventually kind of getting into the NBA a little bit. Then ninth grade year, I like Kyrie because Kyrie is my favorite player.
Hmm.
And then what's it called when he helped LeBron win the championship, and then there was all the talk about how Kobe talked to Kyrie and all that other stuff. Then that's kind of when I started liking Kobe and whatever. And I started watching all of his games. I've watched every single game of every single finals he's been in and stuff like that. And then I've watched some of the series before. And then I don't know, I just liked him because he just had that mentality of just like he doesn't care who you are, just what the circumstances is. He just has one goal, one mindset, and he's gonna get it done regardless of what's happening around him.
Yeah, and when you say the don't care attitude or the cutthroat mindset, it's not a bad thing, man. It's like on the court, man. It's something that you should have. Every player should have, and that gave him the advantage every time over every single person. And but but off the court, he was he was something to behold as well, man, because um he would, as you know, when he retired, he helped out the young guys, man. He's holding little academies for like Jason Tatum, Giannis, guys like that, man. And he just wanted to help everyone out, man. He was just a guy that just loved. It's crazy how he died, man. He was taking his daughter. They're on their way to his daughter's game, and he was gonna coach him. Um, and it's crazy how he died. Um, in that circumstance because he died doing the two things he loved most was basketball and helping others. And um, like I said, he would hold camps for younger players and um, even like the WNBA, man. He was saying how they should get paid more and how he literally said this like a couple days ago. He said some WNBA players could play in the NBA.
Yeah, like
Remember
Maya
that?
Moore and yeah, a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and how open-minded he was, and his intellect was off the charts, man. I can't put into words how many press conferences, interviews I've seen of him, and he's just he's so eloquent with what he says, man. What he says holds a lot of weight, man, and it's very deep. Um, a lot of athletes they just say the cookie cutter answer, right? And the answer everyone would give, every athlete would give. But Kobe, he would give you some deep insight into what it really is, man, and what he's really thinking. And that's another that's another reason why he was different, man. I love this guy so much because he he would just tell it to you how it is, man. And um, his just his astuteness of the game of basketball. It's just something. It's just something like crazy, man. And how he lost the man. I this whole situation, man. I know we're talking about it now, but it just can't be put into words of how like I am and continue to be, and I will continue to be, um, for as long as I'll remember, man. And just
Yeah,
um,
it's like on. It's like every time I don't know. Every time I just look in the space or I pick up a phone, I see his name, and I just realize he's gone. It's just like wow.
it's
It's
so fast, man. Life
like
could just be
I,
gone, man.
like it's like I don't even feel like the same person.
I'm definitely not the same person anymore. It feels like there's a piece missing to me, man. Because even when he retired, man, um, I went back and watched his games. I went back and watched the 2000 Western Conference Finals when they were down 15 against the Blazers in Game 7, and he came back and won the game. And I go back to the 2010 Finals and watch the highlights of that game. Kobe didn't shoot well, no, but guess what? He made the game-winning assist to run our test. And it's, it's just funny to think that um, all the memes about him not passing the ball right and him shooting the ball over four defenders, that's funny and all, but um, he just and people would think he's a selfish person or whatever, but it's just that's just how he is, man. He's just competitive and he just oozes with confidence, man. And um, that's something that just gave him an edge over everyone, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Thinking about it, I think I took in stuff from Kobe more than I realized. I don't know. I think how competitive I am. I think I got that off. I think. Oh yeah. I got all that from Kobe.
Yeah.
It's just he's just yeah he's just and then what's it called? He didn't complain. He just he just took everything game to game, took it the way it was, and just did the best he possibly could.
Man,
If he won, he won. If he lost, he was mad about it, but he worked. He just worked harder.
dude, the video of him um up 2-0 on the Magic. Oh, I think it was 1-1. No, they're up.
No,
They're up
no,
in the series.
yeah, they were up 2-0, and then the reporter was like, he was like, I'm waiting for you to put a smile on your face, and he was like, what? He was like, it's a job done,
Yeah,
and then
man.
the reporter was like, nah, and he was like, so what is there to be happy about? Job's not done yet.
That's that's facts, man. Like you can't like you can't put into words how like powerful that is, man. And you got to finish the job, right? And you can't settle. That's his thing. He never settled. He never was comfortable. He didn't have a smile on his face because he wasn't comfortable. He felt like he had to get a job done. The job wasn't finished, and there's no reason to smile or do any of that if the job's not done. And just thinking about all the stories of him like being injured and still playing, being injured and still practicing. Like I remember he broke his right hand. This was like the first half of his career. He broke his right hand, still went to an open gym by himself and shot the ball left-handed. Did a left-handed shooting workout, one-handed with his left, and shit like that. It's just like wow, man. This guy, when you say do whatever it takes, like he means every bit of it, whatever it takes, bro. And like I remember he hurt his shoulder one time. I think it was against the Mavericks. I think Dirk was talking about this a couple weeks ago too. Um, where they're playing the Mavericks and he hurt his right shoulder, but he was still in the game and he did a turnaround fadeaway with his left hand. And Dirk was just in awe of what he just saw, man. And it's just stories like that. It's like, wow, man. Like I should be doing better with my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. He gives me that feeling that like you could always be doing more. Like no matter how successful you are, no matter how good you're doing, you could always be doing more.
Yeah,
And then vice versa on the flip side, just no matter how hard things get, you could always turn anything around.
yeah. Um, no excuses as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no excuses at all to like not do anything, man. You know what I mean? And he's another thing. Um, was like he was talking about how people have all the time in the world, but they don't get anything done. And there's no reason for that if you have the time on your hands. You just are not doing it. And he was basically talking about how time is like the most valuable thing you could ever have, man. And you have to take full advantage of it. Um, but what would this mean for the future of the Lakers, the NBA, the world? Um, well, the best thing we can do is take in what he left us with, and um, he left us with a whole bunch of knowledge on and off the court that we all, as humans, need to take in to our own personal lives, and I think that's the best way to go about it at this point.
Um. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. Um, I think the NBA should change the logo to Kobe. It's only right. Jerry West even said a couple of years ago that he didn't want to be the logo anymore. He didn't deserve to be it. So I mean, if if you're gonna change it, like now's the time, right? Like now's the time, man. And
That that one petition that everyone's been talking about, almost like a million petitioned,
hmm
if not already.
it should be, man. And um, I think number 24, at least number 24, should be retired in every on every team. Maybe number 8 as well is a bit excessive, but if you want to do both, um, just do it. Um, it's not even the fact that he's gone. It's the fact that like how it happened and how quick it happened. You know what I mean? He was in the league. He was in the league 5 years ago, man. And it's not like he was sick or and he was 73 or something, right? This dude's 41. He still had a whole second part of his life to live, and a sudden freak accident just ended it all. And I'm touch on Gigi real quick, man. She would have changed women's basketball forever, man. Um, being the first like daughter of an NBA player to be like really known like that out there. Um, presumably going to the WNBA. I mean, she would have changed the whole WNBA. If you think about it, man, she would have brought the ratings up. I know I would have been watching. I don't know about you, but I would have been watching her play, man. And um, that only would have opened doors for the whole WNBA, getting paid more if of course, if the revenue increases. So that's another thing. Um, that's lost there, man. The female community is really hurting as well, man. It's just a tragic day, man. It's just tragic, and I want to shout out to the other families too that were involved. They don't get enough um airtime, but I just wanted to send my prayers out to their families as well. So, um, yeah,
But yeah, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, people don't talk enough about the other people in the crash that died, and especially the families of them. And yeah, yeah. Like you said, I don't really put much thought into what's it called? Her changing the WNBA, but like, yeah, she would have. Yeah, like you said, ratings would have. Ratings definitely would have been higher. Like, yeah, she would have. It would have been it would have been a really it would have been a positive boost for the WNBA. And yeah, it just sucks in general.
yeah,
No,
man.
yeah, just not for basketball reasons, but like,
Just
yeah,
life, man.
yeah, it just this touched it touched everyone more than just sports reasons.
Man, I want to cry right now, man. I'm watching this farewell game, bro. Man, the Leafs scored 20 plus points in the fourth quarter. Wow. This will never settle with me, man. It's just it still feels like a nightmare to this second, man. It still feels like a nightmare, man. Um, there's no other way to explain it. Um, you have to feel for players like LeBron and Shaq and Chris Paul and Wade and Melo and those guys that were really, really close with him. And then also the younger guys, man, like Dame, um, Kawhi PG, Kawhi PG, Russ, Harden. They all grew up in LA, growing up watching Kobe.
I
So I
really feel
mean,
bad for like Luke and Trey because like
like,
those guys like they really loved him. They really like
oh yeah,
every time they played, they took time to talk to him, just soak up the moment type stuff.
oh yeah.
Really admired him.
Man, and even like a Giannis too, man. Like
And Tatum, yeah.
he worked. Yeah, Giannis and Tatum. They worked out with Kobe in the summer in one of these past summers, and Kobe had that challenge thing going on where he challenged the player. He challenged Giannis to win MVP, and Giannis won it, man. And he helped improve Giannis' shot. Um, um, so it all the way around, man. It's just completely devastating for everyone, man. It's a nightmare we're all living right now, and um, I just wanted to say that the NBA was right to cancel the game, the Lakers Clippers game tomorrow night. This is bigger than basketball, and people shouldn't be forced to play a game that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of life. None of this stuff really means anything. Um, we were talking about like life and death, you know. So
Yeah. Larry Nance was damn near finna freaking bust down crying during the game today.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Nance, he just dunked the ball. But yeah, man, there's no other word. You can't put this stuff into words, man. And you just gotta. You can't take life for granted, man. I know that's a cliche, but you just can't. Um, one thing Kobe did was play every game or live every day like it was his last, man. And every single day, man. I'll just take all that information with me, man, and wish for the best for his family. Vanessa, I'm feeling bad, so bad for Vanessa right now, and the rest of the kids, um, as well as the rest of the families involved. It's just terrible, man. It's just terrible. Um, Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know. I can't imagine. I've never had someone close to me die before, but I know it sucked. But like I can't really imagine just being in the same house with them, same room with them one day, and then just the next day they're just gone, and you're never gonna see them again. It's like that's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
And
a lot
Jay,
of other stuff that you could feel, but like it doesn't get worse than that really.
yeah,
There's only a couple of things
um,
that come close to that.
yeah, and Jay Will pointed out yesterday. He
Oh
was
yeah,
like, man,
yeah, I cried watching that video.
he was like, man, if there's any problem you have with anyone you're close with, man, just end it, bro. Cause it in the grand scheme of life, all of this stuff doesn't matter.
I forgot what else I watched. There's something else I watched. It made me hella sad, but I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was a reporter.
Oh, Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers is pretty, yeah.
I was yeah,
Was it Shannon? You think? No, I don't remember.
yeah, no, but it's terrible, man. We lost an icon. Um, and he did this whole bunch of stuff outside of basketball too. Man, I mean, there's so much more we can get into, but I mean, that'd be taking hours. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Um,
No, I'm still speechless about it. Like I don't know. If
yeah,
someone came up to me, someone that knew how much I like Kobe, and they just asked me how much I feel about it, like I don't know.
can't explain it.
I'd really tell them I can't explain. It's almost like losing like a father figure.
Yeah, in a way, it just sucks, man. Um, um,
But yeah,
there's so much to say, but there's nothing to say at all.
yeah,
That's how I feel. That's how I feel, man. And it's confusing. It's confusing, man. Um, but one thing Kobe would want us to do is to not stop. Now's not the time to stop. We got to keep grinding, bro, and keep it pushing. As hard as it may seem to do, but we're gonna have to.
yeah.
We have no choice.
This was really a wake up call for me.
This is a wake up. This is it. Like this opened my eyes permanently. Um, yeah, man. Man. Um, anything else you wanted to say?
No, no, that's I don't really have anything else to say. Just besides, um, I'm kind of happy. I have what I have from Kobe, what he left us, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna use it to the best as I can and do what I know I can do
yeah,
and be what I want to be.
yeah. The best thing we can do is just take the information he left us with and apply it, man. Um, be grateful. Um, live every day like it's your last. Work hard. Um, all of those things. Show love, positivity, all that. So,
Yeah, and that's the
yeah,
thing that
man.
really hits me. It's just how fucking nice he was.
Oh yeah, man. Like, of course, on the court he was vicious, but off the court he would talk to you, man. Like, even when I was watching First Take this morning, and he talked about how Stephen A. Man, when Stephen A. lost his mom, Kobe was like the first guy to call him, and he was just that type of guy.
Yeah, like the traffic video. Like, dude was just minding his own business and just saw a wreck, and he was out there for a good hour just helping people and just comforting everyone, making sure everything was all right. Like, he didn't have to do that, but like he chose to do that.
Yeah,
He didn't do it for publicity or credit. He willingly chose to do that.
man.
He willingly chose to make sure people felt safe.
Yeah,
Willingly chose to make sure people felt all right.
yeah. Um, yeah. But what we have to do is take this information and apply it, man. That's about it. So,
Yeah.
that's gonna be it, guys, for this tragic topic, man. Hope everyone learns from this and applies some of the knowledge that he left us with. Um, and also remember the greatness about him. I'm gonna end this at 24 seconds. So, all right, bro.
All right. Peace, bro.
All right.